School is officially back in session down at West Texas A&M University. I want to talk about campus life, and there's only one person that I could bring in for this. My good friend, Ronnie Hall, who is also the executive director of the Alumni Association. Let's talk about the return of school. Ronnie Hall, how are you, friend?
I am doing really well, Andy. Thank you for having me here today.
Well, there was never a doubt when I thought about I wanted to bring somebody in to talk about WT getting back in session, and nobody knows WT better than you, and I mean that. We met was back in 1991.
That's right.
And you have been a part of West Texas A&M in some fashion, form, or another throughout all of those years.
Right.
How many years now?
I am, 35 years. I began as a freshman. I attended Buff Branding 35 years ago last week, and classes started for me 35 years ago.
That's crazy.
Yeah, long time.
So you have seen so many changes at WT, which we will get into. We've got so much to cover real quick, but I want to start out real quick. Ronnie was my very first RA.
That's right.
True story. So I get there, me and my best friend Trey, we're freshmen, first floor, first semester. We don't even know who our RA is. Second semester, this guy comes in. We'd already known Ronnie, and he says, "Hey, I'm going to be your RA." So Ronnie Hall, my very first RA, and he made our life at. I mean, I can't imagine WT without you. All of my memories have you tied into it somehow. Speaking of memories, what have you brought? You've brought receipts, haven't you?
I brought receipts, that's right.
Okay.
I brought a lot of pictures today because we had a good time at WT. It was something that was always fun going out with you and your roommate Trey. And so here's Andy.
Oh my gosh.
As probably a freshman or sophomore year in college.
I'll be able to tell you based on, let me see that. Let me see
All
that before
right.
you bring up the next one. Oh my gosh. I'm wearing a Dallas Cowboys t-shirt. I think this would have been this is our freshman year. Especially, but look at the hair on that guy. Okay, what do we got next?
Look at this hair.
Oh no. Ronnie Hall, these are pictures I have not seen in forever. Look at that hair.
Andy Justus, style icon from day one.
Oh my gosh.
I'm into it. You got some volume, man.
There's volume. Okay, Ronnie. I like my Boys Ranch Rough Rider stuff on the. And what's crazy, that would have been. Yeah, that's crazy. Okay.
There's another.
Oh my goodness. Okay,
That
so.
would have been a late night Walmart trip.
Yes. You, me, Trey, Coleman, Kendall.
Melanie Smith. ZD. Wait, where's Melanie? No, Melanie was taking the picture. That's Stephanie. Melanie was taking the photo. But
Hey, there's nothing quite like if you're in college, a late night trip to Walmart.
Some serious
Right.
bonding happens in a Walmart, too.
That's right.
I didn't realize my hair was as crazy as it was. Wow, look, did you see that? Okay, so Ronnie, Trey, and I played basketball almost every day. We would go to school and we would do our classes, and then we were done. We were like, "Hey, let's go shoot some hoops."
That's right.
This is where we were skin. There's shirts and skins. This is skins. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, another picture of Andy and Trey playing basketball.
Was this some rec league that we were
That
in?
was down in Austin. So we went to the state basketball tournament, and that was in Austin.
Yes, this was my brother Mark. This is where he worked. This is
right.
he worked on. Look, there's skin and bones.
Yeah, Andy flexing.
There's not much there, as the last picture will tell. There was not much there. Oh my gosh. Ronnie, this is like so much fun. But it's so many wonderful memories of WT. Buff Branding and the campus just opening up. There is a certain life to it, Ronnie. I mean that. Like that is God, that is so much fun. What is it about that campus and that school? You obviously have dedicated your entire life to it. How has WT impacted your life, Ronnie?
Oh gosh, it was life-changing. So I came to WT from Allison, Texas, which my claim to fame there is I graduated third academically out of Allison.
How many?
6 people in my class. There was 6 people in my class. So graduated third, came to WT, and it was life-changing. It was something that I fell in love with the campus. The job that I had I was engaging people with the residence halls, and so I've got to continue to do that in this position.
35 years.
35 years.
I just think every time we do a function together, and we'll talk about the Phoenix banquet coming up here in just a bit. Anytime I do a function, I feel like we've lost no time in all of that. Like we just go right back into catching up, and I always joke that WT is a fountain of youth for Ronnie. So you wouldn't know this by looking, but Ronnie is older than I am. But that's what happens when you work around college students your entire life. You never grow up. And it really is. I mean, I feel like this is like this Peter Pan moment. You've been able to just not grow up, and I love it.
Yeah, it's been a blessing for sure. WT has been a blessing. These jobs, being around college students, it's just a fun age to be around those college students. They are coming off to WT and experiencing things for the first time and making their own decisions, and it's a lot of fun.
This is a dangerous question what I'm getting ready to ask you. I will state that for the record. This is a dangerous question. What do you remember about like young college Andy?
Young college Andy. So the thing that I remember about Andy the most is, one, you were energetic, you were fun, everyone knew you, and you had that 90s boy band haircut.
That's true.
Yeah.
And man, I don't know how many times we got in trouble for playing our music too loud. Honestly, like we would crank up the music. There was a little. I remember the theme from, if I were to go back this week in 1991 when I was at campus, I had just purchased the brand new DJ Fresh Prince, album, Summertime, Summertime. You know that song. Despite not copyrighted, I don't own any rights to that song. But I played that song without end and just began to meet people from all over the place. We were good. We ended up meeting people from Tulia, got to be good friends with Stephen Rossi and that bunch, and it was just a neat collection of people. You got more pictures of
Stephen Rossi.
I just ran into him. My daughter was at a cross-country meet this weekend, and I ran into Stephen. Stephen is another one of the guys that has not aged at all.
Richard Perez.
Perez, and then photo. Sweet Vanessa and Melanie. Vanessa, by the way, married Trey, Trey's my brother. We were best friends. His family kind of took me in. Man, Stephen Rossi had some great hair. I don't know. I'm going to show some receipts. I'm going to make sure we tag Stephen in that one. And Richard Perez, too. We did everything together. I know. We may have to do that. Yeah. So, Ronnie, what I remember about you is that you made everyone feel special.
Thank you.
No matter, I mean, you were RRA at first, and then I think not long after that you became head of the residence hall. But you always had it didn't matter if they were from Tulia, Spearman, Stratford, Amarillo, Dallas, Houston. You made everybody feel at home. And I think that was a part of your success of being in the residential living program for so long. And so just thank you for doing that. Now, your new position, which is great. I get to continue to work with you in this new as executive director of the Alumni Association. What was it like when you took that job? What was it? Because I know that was a big job change for you.
It was a big jump, yes. So I started in January of 2020, and so got into the position, realized I had no idea what I was doing. But then COVID happened in March, so that shifted everything. And so it was a big jump. It was a big change for me. My job priority, one of the things is engaging alumni. And so during that time of COVID, I got to reach out to a lot of alumni. Homecoming falls under our office, so I planned homecoming, and plans totally changed. It was something that I got a little trial run at it before the real run the next year in 2021. So. Yeah,
but it taught you how to adapt in a whole new way.
That's right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. It did. It taught me how to adapt. It's something that I appreciate. I was at WT, but it was a big change for sure.
Okay, so you guys have a ton of things getting ready to come up. You and I have talked a little bit about this. So let's talk about things we want to put on everybody's radar in terms of things happening at WT this semester.
Okay. First thing coming up, obviously the sports. Sports kicks up. We've got football, volleyball, soccer. But then Ag Day is something that's really important to the university, to the agriculture department. It's a single day fundraising event down at WT. Last year, they raised $229,000 by auction items or silent auction, live auction. But this is attended by about 500 people. So Ag Days, first thing coming up, that's, again, the Department of Agriculture and the Ag Development Association. Ag Development Association is an alumni group that helps put that event on. So that's the first thing that's coming up. And then obviously homecoming.
Yeah, when's homecoming this time?
Homecoming Day is October 4th. So that's about 5 weeks away. Okay. There's student events all week. We kick off the homecoming weekend with the Phoenix, which is our Distinguished Alumni Banquet.
Okay.
Which you're very familiar with that.
Yeah, we're emceeing. That's at Thursday. Is that Wednesday or Thursday?
That is Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah. So
we'll be doing that.
Thursday, yes. You've been a huge help. Do you remember why you didn't get to do the first time I asked you to be the
I went to
MC?
Pebble Beach.
Yes, yeah, you went to Pebble Beach.
I went to Pebble Beach. I had a good reason, but I've done it every year since.
Yeah.
And I really, it's one of the things that I enjoy doing, being back on campus, no doubt. Okay, so we have that going on. And if people want to know more about the Alumni Association, if you're a graduate from WT, you need to get involved. They've got some great stuff, and it's just important to support our Buffaloes. That's right. As Stan McGarvey used to say, the Buffaloes, the mighty Buffaloes. How do we do that? How do we reach out to you?
Best way to do it is to give me a call. 651-2311 is our number. But if you give us a call, we'll find out what you're interested in and plug you into different things. There's different ways to be involved as an alumni. We have mentorship programs. We have different Amarillo Canyon chapter. We have different chapters, regional chapters throughout the area, professional chapters. So, yeah, lots to do.
I love it. All right, so we've got more receipts for you. You brought more pictures.
I did.
How other ways would you like to embarrass me today in front of all of our viewers?
Let me see.
I didn't realize. I can't remember I had that much hair back then.
Yeah, here's Andy again. This was at homecoming. We were doing we built this float, and so that was through Student Alumni Board. So something that you may also remember that's always fun. Do you remember Mud Pool?
Oh my gosh, yeah. I do.
So Mud Pool, this is a picture of Mud Pool during the time that you were there.
What was it with the necklaces? I feel like I always had a necklace on. You know those they're really cheesy
Like
90s.
Trey.
I had a shell necklace on.
There's one with Trey.
That looks like my little daughter there.
West Dias is in that photo.
Okay, so this is a picture of there was a moment at WT where we packed 5 of us into an apartment one summer, and so everybody in that West Dias, who's a dear friend of ours, Trey McCauley, and then Coleman Kendall. There was always a big thing of ranch dressing on our dinner table. I can tell you that much. Man.
Another thing, Ted McVall. I run into Ted McVall. He's down in Houston. Yeah. He's involved with the Alumni Association down in Houston. He's from Boys Ranch and WT.
Okay, so Ted grew up with me out at Boys Ranch, and so Ted was a couple of years younger than us, and ended up. This was over in our apartment. Yeah. Ted's wearing an old Kiss FM shirt where I used to work. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah. By the way.
So much. This is so crazy.
Digital one.
Well, so. I'm telling you, if anyone has receipts on me, it would be Ronnie Hall.
That's at the radio station.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but Forever in Blue jeans had a little. I think those were Guess jeans. What am I? Yeah, those were Guess jeans. It's the '90s. You guys got to remember that. And this was in our old studio. This was actually at Kiss FM.
That's right.
I was DJing at Kiss FM that day, and yes, I still had the cheesy necklace on. So
I think that was a Saturday night, and that was our entertainment to go see you at the radio station. So
yeah, y'all brought a group up there. Yeah. I don't think we were supposed to do that, but I did. My friends were around. John Mesh was my boss back then. Yeah. Man, it just is. I hope that everybody gets to experience college in the way that we did, because it truly, I know it was some of my most memorable times, because I still to this day dream about it. I will have dreams that I'm back at WT, cool. And I'm upset that I don't get to live on the first floor and live in our room. And it was Yeah, this was a wedding.
That is.
This would have been probably Trey's. Yeah, this is Trey's wedding. Man, look at you. You were giving me a hard time about my hair, Ronnie Hall. By the way, you think everybody knows? When I get a hard time, I'm like, oh, everybody knows Andy. Everyone knows Ronnie Hall. Everybody that went to school at WT. It is, the 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon. It's 1 degree at Ronnie Hall. You are only 1 degree removed from Ronnie Hall. Man, we were pretty handsome back in the day. I'm going to state that for the record. What clothes was I wearing back then?
I don't know.
Look at that hair. I mean, it's straight from 90210.
That is swoopy. That's impressive. You run the gamut with the 90s hairstyles.
Oh, I was all over the place. Well, I was.
Roster.
Yeah, and then the Paisley. There was a time when, Ronnie, I think this is probably your room.
Mm-hmm. That was.
This is your room.
Yeah, that was.
That is a textbook photo from the 90s. Like,
This.
Yes. Just it's cooked down, Caden.
Condensed into the paper.
It is condensed down.
Yeah.
Man, I didn't realize we were going to go through all this. So this was a ton of fun. What is one of your favorite memories from college, growing up as a student, RA there?
It was favorite memories, probably just hanging out in the dorms and the things that hanging out with people, doing life together.
Just
and
hanging out in the lobby.
Playing basketball, like you said, almost every day we went and played basketball. It was just hanging out in the lobby and talking. And I know that's a broad memory. Here's one of the memories I brought. So this was when WT women's basketball was like number 1 or 2 in the nation. They were playing against Abilene Christian. Remember how it packed out the box? Yeah. And if you can see, there's like in the rafters or at the top of the balcony, people's legs are hanging over the edge because it was so packed. Do you remember the Dallas Cowboys when they came to WT and played?
I can't remember Leon Letts. I remember I had a sweatband from that game. I know it's really strange. Yeah. Man. We went to all the sporting events. WT football, my freshman year didn't exist. It was completely gone. And then it came back in, and we went to some of those. But there was nothing like just going and watching basketball. We would go watch the men and women's basketball. At the time, Coach Snyder coached the women. Coach Cooper was the men's coach. Debbie Hendricks was the volleyball coach. Man, there were some good memories back then. Oh, my goodness. All right. Well, Ronnie, I thank you for making the most of my time of being there. And I know that is the same way with a lot of people. What would you say to a kid who's maybe out there thinking, what do I want to do for school? What would you tell them about going to WT?
I would highly encourage WT. WT is a place where the classes are small, so they can get to know the professors. If they're having trouble in their classes, they can reach out to the professor. I would also tell them to get plugged in with a good campus organization. If they live in the residence halls, if they are not enjoying their experience, to talk to their RA or their hall director so that they can start experiencing that. Because majority of people, they love WT, they love going, but there's a tiny bit that it doesn't reach for some reason, but still there's a way to reach them.
And I think you're right, getting plugged in, because if you're just there and you're going to class and you're coming back and you don't know one, a university can become very lonely. Because fortunately enough, we were outgoing and we had all that, but Trey, my best friend and roommate, was very quiet and shy, but we had this camaraderie. And one of the things I think helped a ton is sending your kids to Buff Branding. I know you guys just finished up with that not too long ago, but that's where we began to know those friendships. I think that's where there was another guy that went to school with Stephen Rossi, I think in Toya. He was a cross country runner, track runner. Can't remember what his name, but Saul. Yes, it was Saul. Yeah. And so we all met during this Buff Branding. And next thing you know, we're playing intramural sports together. I got plugged in through theater and speech and debate and radio, television, film, radio station, all that good stuff. But find your thing and just get plugged in, and it makes it the best. Trey got plugged. I don't know if you remember this story. So Trey, was so sweet and so kind. He could never tell anybody no. So one of his professors at the time was like, "Hey, are you interested in bridge?" So Trey's not a bridge player, but he could not tell his instructor no. So next thing you know, like we would be like, "Hey, we're playing basketball," and he's like, "I gotta go to this bridge thing," and we're like, "What are you like 70? Like bridge? Come on! Like we've got." Yes, but he stayed in, and I guess to this day could play bridge. I haven't checked on that. Yeah, I think all we get to now these days is 5 crowns. About it. Is there anything that we left off on your list you want to get to, Ronnie?
You know, with the Phoenix Banquet, actually with homecoming, we have the Phoenix Banquet on Thursday night, but then we've moved the WT Hall of Champions to Friday night of homecoming this week. So Thursday night, Friday night, there's something to do. Then you know about all the events on Saturday. There's the homecoming parade. Then right immediately following that is the Buffalo Block Party that leads into the football game. So that's one of the things that I wanted to mention was about homecoming. There's a lot to do.
Yeah. So go down there, even if you're like, hey, I can't make it to the football game, which I hope that you do because the on-campus stadium is amazing. There's so many great things. Yeah. I think, and don't tell anybody I said this, I think WT's parade is one of the best parades that we go to because we have to do several of them here at the station. I always love the WT parade. There's just, again, for me, it's going home.
Yes, that's right.
It's like putting on, everybody has that favorite T-shirt that you feel at home in. Like WT is that comfortable T-shirt. And unlike a frayed T-shirt that gets older, WT just keeps getting better. Every time I go on campus, there's something new, there's something shiny, it just continues to get better. That pedestrian mall, I wish we would have had that when we were there.
Me too. I agree. I do too.
Okay, well, Ronnie, thank you. Again, where can we go to take a look at the schedule and to learn more about what the Alumni Association is hosting?
Okay, so next week we have the final meeting for homecoming.
Okay.
Our final, we've been working since last April on this, but once the schedule is finalized, which is almost finalized, it will become available September 1st, and you'll go to wtmu.edu/homecoming. And then for the Alumni Association, you can look up buffalum.com.
All right, it's buffalum.com. Ronnie Hall, I'm glad that we have been friends through all these years, and little did I know, meeting you in the fall of 1991, the impact that you would have on me and continue to have. And man, I'm just so glad to call you my friend. I'm so glad that WT has, and I say this, and I mean it. They hit the jackpot when they got you.
Thank you.
And when I think of Buffalo Pride, I think of Ronnie Hall. So thanks for being here. Thanks for letting us have a few minutes to talk about it, reminisce, and look at pictures. We're going to end this podcast because I know Caden has things to do. Ronnie's got things to do, but I want to look through some of these pictures and figure out what in the world happened to that brown hair. There was some seriously big brown hair there. All right. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week.